My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus.
And it's your boy, Don Wannabe, back in the house once again.
All right, you guys. Now, you caught me reacting to American Flags right when it dropped. A bunch of y'all were showing love, but Don has never heard this song, and he's not really up on game with Tom MacDonald like that.
Not like that.
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd put you in front of some, real patriotism, baby. You know what I mean?
So I have to admit, I have been introduced to this song.
Okay.
A roundabout way. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched like a little clip. We're chilling. My son's like, Dad, I just heard, I think, the greatest song of 2023. And I'm like, what is it? And I mean, he's out here listening to some nonsense from time to time. You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
Doja
okay,
Cat.
Not so much that,
Yeah.
but you know, I'll just,
Mumble rap.
yep, exactly. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm expecting it to be something like that. And he comes up and shows me this video, just like a little clip of it. And I was like, oh, nature is healing.
That's funny. What part did you see?
Just kind of like maybe the intro like this. He just, I don't even know if he knew who it was really.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is the greatest song ever.
That's hilarious. And now you can tell Tom out of a crowd with all those tattoos and braids.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's get into it. Let you see and hear the whole thing so you can actually know what your son's listening to, because maybe he's not healing. Maybe he is becoming, you know what I mean?
I mean, I listen. All you have to hear is just a little clip like that to know that it's going to be a banger, and knowing what Tom's stance is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
But I'll give you a little backstory after the intro so people can kind of know where this comes from and why I specifically said nature is healing.
All right, you guys. Let's get this started. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. If you rock with the vibe, subscribe.
40-year-old boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, you guys, let me get this logo down, pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel the same way you do these reactions. We just dropped an original interview with MC Supernatural. He's the father of freestyle. And when I say freestyle, I mean off the top of the brain, in the moment, all improv. So it's actually epic. We got him to freestyle. We got a bunch of exclusive commentary. It's really fresh. If you guys would check that out, it helps us produce more of it. Now let's get into this. This is Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun, American Flags. Yeah, and this isn't just a Tom song. This has Adam Calhoun on it as well. So
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn. Anybody who's offended, come get it, we throwing hands. Anybody not trying to make America great again, you a punk, you a clown, better know where I stand. I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My patriots the craziest, they ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip, just aim the stick and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem, smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fan with a handgun, run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave, to the grave, United States. We love the country that they've been corrupting, go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags.
This shit is crazy as hell. Anyway, what's up, man? Your reaction? What's up?
Okay, so why I say nature is healing. Like, first and foremost, I'm not a super patriotic person. I'm not a flag waving person. I'm not somebody who was out there like, yeah, support the veterans, 9/11, all that stuff. I never got caught up into that. I always thought that it was a farce, that it was BS, right? And part of that reason is because my dad is like, he considers himself an anarchist. I've been going to protests since I was like 6 years old. He's like, all about, revolutionary mindset. So I never had this vision of this perfect America. I was raised from a young age to know what the brutality that our government has done to other countries around the world, right? That's just how I was raised. My dad's been talking about Palestine for 30 years. My dad has been like, it's horrible what they're doing to the people in Palestine. I'm not making a judgment call one side or the other. I was like, Dad, I'm 10 years old. Where the hell is Palestine?
Yeah.
But that's just how I was raised. And I didn't raise my son in a way to be like, yeah, rah, 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 America, whatever else. And I say nature is healing though, right? Because they are pushing these agendas on the kids right now. I've mentioned this before, but even though I'm not super patriotic, I go into my son's middle school. I'm walking through the halls. I see BLM flags. I see Palestinian flags. This is before all this popped off. This is several years ago, right? I see rainbow flags everywhere. And it struck me. I'm like, I'm seeing all these flags. You know what I'm not seeing is an American flag. What I did see was a poster of America, right? Like a geographical, poster of America. And on that poster, it says, there can be no justice on stolen land. Think about that. There can be no justice on stolen land. And my son is brown, right? He's, dark skinned, right? And they are teaching him that he's being oppressed, right? He has these things being shoved into his face. I've never, his mom's on the spectrum of the rainbow flag. Let's just say that. So this is not something that we are pushing in our household to have hatred. You know what I mean? Her friend who's lesbian lived with us. Like, we are open-minded in many ways, right? So this is not something.
Back and forth,
yeah, let's just say.
Keep going.
She a swing set. She goes back and forth.
All right, keep going.
So anyways.
What's the punchline?
The punchline is, he comes to me and tells me that he feels like he's having these agendas pushed on him, and he's uncomfortable with it. I talked about the fact that they made him go to a drag school show at school, and he felt uncomfortable and went to the teacher with like 4 of his friends and said, we don't feel comfortable. Can we leave? And they said no. So when I say nature is healing, like, I'm just simply saying that, look, when you try to force these agendas, there are some kids that are going to fall for it, but then there's other kids that are going to go the completely opposite direction. And what they don't realize is that attempt to force them on them is creating the opposite effect. There's a study that came out that said that like 60 or 70% of like middle school to high school boys are now considered to be conservative.
That's wild.
Like we could pull up the study to get the exact numbers. You could look it up for yourself. But I think that's a direct result. Like, you've never look at your like teachers for the most part as being like the cool people. Like, there's certain people that you look up to as role models. It's typically not teachers because they frankly just don't do a great job. And so all these attempts to force this down their throats, while it is getting, some people confused on their identities, there's another faction or another force that's opposite of that that's pushing back against it. And I think that's why he was so hyped about this song. Because he's like, why should I hate America? I love my country. He's traveled outside. I've taken him to places that's far less fortunate than we are. So he can see for his own eyes and he's making his own choices and he's like hyped. So that gets me hyped to say like this brainwashing that they're trying to force down these kids' throats to get them to like, feel like they're being oppressed. He's having the opposite reaction. He's like, yes, wave that flag.
Now I want to say like
that was long-winded, but I just got to say it hits personally. It hits home.
Yeah. And I the one who called out the American flag in the school? Because I remember you were telling me, you were like, you told me this story about all these flags being in the school. I was like, was there an American flag? And you're like, matter of fact, actually, I need to go back and look. And I was like,
yep. And I walked down the halls. I mean, it's an international school. So I understand why they have the diversity of flags because they were teaching, Japanese in the school. That's why we sent him there, because it's like they have, you know, you can learn Japanese, you can learn Chinese, you can learn all these different languages, Spanish.
Mandarin, but okay, keep going. No, I'm playing. I'm messing around.
You're right, though.
I got a W. All right,
Yeah.
let's get back into this, man. That was Tom clapping everyone. Let's go.
American flag. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American
Got that
flag.
AKA all Draco, leave you stankin', break your ankles. I'm not hearing what you saying. Hit the pavement, now you seeing angels. It get dangerous, go against the Patriots. Got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet. You gon' see way more than hangers, hammers like I do construction. Ammo, I'ma shoot at something. Why you think we own these guns? So we could just go do some hunting. You must not pay close attention. Government, they want division. Only treason if you lose. I guarantee we come out winning. Let my flag fly high like eagles. I would die for all my people. You can't change me with procedures. I'm about freedom, you about evil. Leave you hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers in cathedrals. Never have the safety on, and when we run out, we just
My
reload.
people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flag. American.
It's crazy because I think this is their biggest song that's released from their new album, The Brave, too.
Yeah, I got a problem with that Calhoun, though,
Why?
because that verse was just wild, bro. That was too crazy. He's out here talking about we never have our safeties on. That's not good trigger discipline, Adam Calhoun. You should know. You know what I mean? You can't have your finger on the trigger. You always got to put it back on safety. You know, once you're done clapping, if you're making maneuvers, you know, you're running through buildings and you have it off safety, you might accidentally squeeze something, shoot your partner in the back. Come on, man. How are you going to rise up?
Okay, Democrat Don.
Other than that, though, you know what I mean? He's dropping some facts.
What
What is crazy, though, to me, though, right, is I've seen little rumblings. Like, people always say this, and, you know, and they're like, people get mad. They get mad at stuff like, oh, this is white supremacy. This is exactly what we're talking about. Listen, you know, Tom said something about my white boys are going to have my back. See? He's saying, oh, people get all scared, right? They get all scared, but they have no problem with, you know, other rappers talking about homiciding the ops. You know, who's speaking out about the fact that, you know, rappers are getting shot left and right, day in and day out.
Right.
But it's just all part of the culture. It's just, you know, oh, you know, it's not a big deal. We're going to give him a record contract. Biggest artist in the world talking about this stuff. Not a peep. No one cares.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know, it's just crazy. And the reality is, man, it's like, this is how people are starting to feel.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not good, in my opinion, that people feel so, you know, anxious and separate and feeling like but the elections are right around the corner, right? And it's scary based on what happened last time.
Yeah.
You know, it's scary to see that we're moving in this direction on one hand, but on the other hand, I think it's important that people realize that, you know, we do have something special, that our freedoms should not be taken for granted. You know, 2A all day, you know what I mean? The First Amendment, like, these are what keep us free as people. And this is a brief glimpse in time where we get to taste freedom, because that is not what history does.
Yeah.
I mean, typically look at the Arab Spring. You know what I mean? It was this idea that they were going to rise up, that they were going to have these freedoms, and most of those countries, you know, did not get that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's wild.
Plus, the song's a banger. Let me just say that. They're dropping bars. You know, both of them are spitting. The beat is dope. The chorus is dope. Let me not gloss over that fact, because this is a great song, in my opinion. It's a banger.
They killed it.
Yes,
they killed
it is a banger.
flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. Every time we pull up, you see stars, you see stripes, you see flags on the cars and the trucks and the bikes. Every time we pull up, we go hard, we outside, we got flags on our arms that are tatted there for life. Every time we pull up, we don't care if you mad. We cherish this land. The haters can't get buried in rags. They set fire to old glory, turning fabric to ash. But time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.
Bro, I saw somebody post this the other day. I'm not going to get into, everybody knows that, you know, we're in wild times. There's war going on, right? I'm not going to get into that or even try to pick a side or even delve into that. But I saw somebody post this, and this just reminded me of it. The tanks, the flags, everything. They were like, oh shit, it's over. We're definitely going to war overseas. I just saw the army started running ads for white men again. I was just like, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I mean, I'm like, hey, man, they've been running ads for the Rainbow Brigade. But when some stuff starts popping up, all of a sudden they're like, hey, white guys.
Crazy. Yo, anyways, man, every time I hear this joint, it makes you want to work out. It makes you want to just.
No, it's a hype song.
It's also like, it just rebuilds that, like, just like, you know, the demoralization going on in the country. This gets you back to like, yo, America's beautiful. It's dope. Let's see the nuance in it and stop bringing down our country. And we're in an interesting time.
He called out, he says, you know, anybody not, you know, supporting Make America Great Again, right? He says something to that effect. Yeah. And so many people got triggered by that. I understand where they were coming from in the sense that they were like, when was that time? We've had slavery. We had women that didn't have a right to vote, whatever. But there's another side of that, which is like, make America great, which means like, let's bring back production to the U.S. Let's bring back a time when we were proud. It used to be something with pride. It was made in America. American-made cars. We made our own jeans. We made everything here. Right. And we were known for being, you know, one of the best countries in the world, the Industrial Revolution, you know, which was us making things. Right. And that's what I take away from that. The people that I know that, you know, supported that message, they're not thinking about all of that dark history. They're thinking about like, let's bring back a time when it was a country that was, you know, proud of the things that we produced, proud of the things that we made, that was focused on family and country and society and uniting. That's the message that they were trying, at least the people that I know.
And this is one of the societies.
And there are those others, right?
Yeah, but it's just one of the rare societies where we're not, what's the word, homogenized. And it's just like, it's cool to see all this diversity and things come together.
Are you saying diversity is our strength?
Under the fact that we're, what was I going to say? I was not going to say that. But united under the just being Americans. And that's the huge part of America, is that's what we saw after 9/11, where everyone was like, yo, we're Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and typically even the immigration, people came here because they had a vision of what America was that they wanted to be a part of and that they wanted to uphold, right? And that's the problem with the, you know, when you get too loosey-goosey with that and just let anybody in, then you don't get that. You get people who are just here.
You want people who believe in America here.
Yes. You have people that feel like they are owed something versus people who want to partake in the American dream because they believe in it.
Yep. All right, you guys, let us know what we got, what we missed. What'd you think of Don's stories? And like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what it is. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.